And it's been a rough couple of days for the passengers of the Majestic Princess. The cruise ship bound for Auckland was forced to shelter near Rangitoto Island after ex-tropical cyclone Lola closed the port. And passenger Beth Darling is with us this morning to explain how it all went down. Beth, thank you for being with us. Good morning. Welcome to New Zealand. How was your ride?
Well, good morning. It was an adventure, to say the least. There were more people seasick on the ship than I've ever imagined, actually. It was tough.
Yeah, what time was it? Were people in bed or were people up and about? Describe what the situation was like.
So, again, I'm not quite sure how far out we were, maybe at 200 miles or so. Sorry, I'm from the States, so it's miles. But we started hitting really rough seas early on Sunday. Maybe even Saturday, they started getting rougher. By Sunday, it was just, we were going up and down. People were walking through the hallways, and it was like watching just a drunk parade because all of us were doing this, and it was comical. Somebody joked that if you were drunk, you might actually be able to walk straight. But if you were sober, you were and people were trying to carry things. There were alcohol bottles that were sliding off shelves, sliding off trays, sliding off tables. So that started Sunday. And then by Sunday evening, it was, well, even Sunday afternoon, we sat on the 5th deck and watched the waves just crash into and over the windows. Like we were sitting, it's an interior deck at that point. They closed the decks. The higher decks, maybe 16 and 17, is where you start being able to walk outside. And those were closed pretty much all day. They shut down the pools because the water was just sloshing everywhere. And by nighttime, there were people that were getting like bounced out of their beds in the middle of the night from the waves.
Gosh,
yeah.
That sounds pretty frightening. Beth, we're just looking at some footage now. I think it must be from the 5th deck that you're talking about, where the waves are coming up and washing on the windows. No injuries as far as you're aware, and the crew, you have said, treated you very well.
Oh, the crew is just absolutely amazing. I've yet to find anybody here who has not gone above and beyond to be helpful, to be smiling, despite I'm sure some of them were not feeling very well, and you could not tell. They went above and beyond. In terms of injuries, I have to say, I think that there were several people who fell, I'm not quite sure. There's an older population on board. I know it was really tough for them, but people avoided baths, avoided showers yesterday, just to try and minimize the chances of falling. But I don't think there was anything serious. I certainly didn't hear about it, but I do know some people that took some spills.
Yeah.
It would be hard not to.
Yeah, well, exactly. It sounds like it was pretty rough. You're in about an hour. You're going to be set free, and you're going to be unleashed on New Zealand. What are your plans?
Well, I'm lucky enough. I was actually planning on staying in New Zealand for a week before I fly home. Others will have the day to get off and go do excursions, go tour around Auckland before they'll get back on the ship. And I think the ship is heading out tonight to head towards Sydney, Australia. But there are a lot of disappointed people because so many people were planning on going to the Hobbitron, and I personally was planning on going to Rotorua and going zorbing, but some of those plans have just gotten washed away, if you will, in the rain and the trouble. So, but we'll all be glad just to be able to get off the ship, and it feels nice to not be swaying quite as much as we were.
Yeah, absolutely. Beth, this is not a question that's relevant to the trip that you've just had, but I'm just reading my notes here, and it says that you've gone from being you're an American, a former lawyer, and now a sex and relationship podcaster. That's quite the gear change.
Well, yes, actually, and I was a board-certified divorce lawyer, family lawyer, and now I'm a love, sex, and relationship coach and author and podcaster. I do. I think it's much better to keep people together than it is to help them break apart. And believe me, you learn a lot as a divorce lawyer about what tears people apart. So, yes, I teach the most interesting classes, and I've had quite fun talking with so many people on this ship. I'll say one thing: Princess markets this as the love boat, but what is really spectacularly beautiful is how many couples on here have been married 30, 40, 50, 60 years. There truly is so much love. And talking to these couples has really been beautiful for me. And I'm pretty sure I've got some stories that entertained them yesterday as well. So
Absolutely.
That's good, right? We needed something to get our minds off.
That's right. And as the old saying goes, if the boat is a rockin', don't come knockin'. Beth, thank you very much for being with us. Majestic Princess passenger Beth Darling. They're all getting off today and they're going to be just fine.
That boat was a rockin'. And to everybody else watching on Majestic Princess this morning, welcome to New Zealand. Sorry your time's been cut short, but we sure love having you here.